Before jumping into any discussion on freedom, it is important to take some time to look at words themselves. Meaning gets all jumbled up in people's mind because of the fact that when a person hears a word, they don't hear its meaning. Like some popular optical illusions, it can be very hard to see past what you think you see and get the hidden picture. Words are like that in a sense of being an emotional optical illusion. Hidden under the instinct of emotion is the meaning. Freedom, then, in the modern world is a gut emotional reaction. It hardly ever crosses the mind of any people to take a look at whether they understand what it means or not. It's fair to say that people everywhere care a whole lot about freedom, the opposite of which is slavery. Suggesting to someone that they don't even know what this thing they care about even is would be like smacking a toddler's ice cream to the ground. Beyond the emotions of gut reactions, however, is something much better: realization. Now, knowing that it's not an emotion, we can look more at what freedom really is. To do this, let's use some imagination and make a character, but not just any character, one with unlimited freedom. Time, space, physical form, even moral action are out the window. A godlike entity that can rape, murder, and pillage anything in this world and dimension or any other, as well as heal, teach, and invent could be some other capacities of unlimited freedom. So, something odd happens here. This thing, whatever it is, comes with implications. First, there are other things to interact with. It's not just a fluff in a void. Second, there are other beings, ones who don't have such powers. Third, there is some sort of intent or desire, not much of an idea of freedom if it does nothing with it. Overall, then, you can say that freedom is having a desire and the power to act on or manifest it. This does, however, hit a conflict: the others. If unlimited freedom was extended to every being, there would be no limit to what could be created, destroyed, or desired. Ideally, with every human being having unlimited freedom, they would all create a life they enjoy and leave every other being alone. They would explore interests and desires freely, obviously. Now, these others, they could, with their freedom, destroy the creations of the first. Again, intent plays a key role. How can you be a being of freedom if some other being of the same level of freedom can destroy or take your freedom? The short answer is you can't, and if there were no other beings, it would just be a fluff in a void. This difference in power can be a limit on the freedom of others. If you can do anything, then even desires of control and violence could be manifested. The alternative would be that the being with infinite freedom just wants to hurt itself. Again, the implication of some kind of desire and the existence of others. The infinite freedom of others could be used to stop the attack and restore freedom. The intent of this hypothetical being does seem to run into the same issue in every act of freedom: the intent of the desire and the others. Freedom, it seems, is not intent or desire. Is it something else? Perhaps the simple ability to take an action, let's say knowledge and skill, or freedom. We see desire alone is not freedom. Freedom can be unlimited, and yet the lack of know-how and skills can completely prevent manifesting a desire. This lack, however, would be a limit on freedom, so with the magic wand, let's remove it. Now any desire can be created, and again we have to return to the intent and others issue. This time, with knowledge and skill, we could simply outperform the others, even without limiting their freedom. Any being can access any knowledge and develop skill. This seems pretty close to what freedom is. Again, however, knowledge and skill are not themselves freedom. By this point, we are beyond emotion, a void, desire, knowledge, and skill, and have recognized others. The thought experiment of some being with limitless freedom has helped narrow the range of freedom's definition. The reoccurring theme of matter and others gives us maybe not a total definition, but a workable one. Freedom is the ability to explore desires and build knowledge and skill in any given reality as long as the desires of others are not imposed on. As our understanding of freedom expands, so too will our ability to manifest more of our interests and desires, alongside increased knowledge and skill to build a truly free world. What is a truly free world? This is something that you have to question for yourself. I'm going to put some questions on the screen for you. I want you to think about this. And then I want you to understand something called the non-aggression principle. And it really is just as simple as this diagram. Okay? What's preferable? Somebody being forced to do something right? Or someone saying, hey, I'm going to voluntarily participate in what I think is right, but I'm not going to impose it on others. It's just that simple. You say violence is always wrong, and it's never right. Even if you think you are right to use violence, you don't have the right to commit violence, just as anyone else doesn't have the right to commit violence. Not everybody has the perfect vision of what the world should be. No one person can decide for everyone else how the world should be. They're not God. And so this is the key, is understanding our true power and our ability, our freedom that is given to us. And this is what freedom we have. And so while we defined freedom in this article that was written by Thomas Halifax, thank you very much, he's an awesome writer, you can also understand more about freedom by checking out our other articles and reading about what is slavery, the opposite of freedom, as he mentioned, and what is abolitionism, that of which is the action to get rid of slavery in this world. Two separate conditions, knowing the world we live in and then knowing how to create the better world to live in. These go hand in hand. Thank you very much for watching. Send us your article. I'll turn into a video for you, just like Thomas Halifax, a fantastic writer, part of the Liberator 2 News, a great project where everybody can get collaborative and networking with each other, sharing their music, poetry, art, whatever it is, to get involved in creating the better world that we desire. Thank you very much for watching. Go to theliberator.us. That's theliberator.us.